Welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be installing Kali Linux version 22.1 in VirtualBox on a Windows 10 PC. Before we get started, let's take a look at the minimum requirements. For RAM, the lowest that you can have is 2 gigs of RAM, 4 is recommended. For disk space, you're going to want at least 20 gigs of hard disk space, 2 CPU cores, the Kali Linux ISO image file. You need VirtualBox and the extension pack. Now, if you don't have that installed, you can check out this video and I'll walk you through the steps. All the steps and tools used in this video will be linked in the description below. If you find this video useful, please consider subscribing to the channel. I'm trying to grow my channel as big as possible to reach as many users as I can. With all that out of the way, let's take a look at getting this installed. So we're at our desktop and I'm going to open up my browser and I'm going to be going over to Google and I'm going to search for Kali Linux, and kali.org is the official URL. We'll just go over here and I'm going to click on the download option and it's going to give us quite a few options here to choose from. We're going to be doing the bare metal. Now you can also get a virtualized version for this. I've had some issues with it in the past, but so that's why I'm going to be using bare metal. But if you want to go ahead and try that out, the installation is going to be very similar. I'm going to click on this. It's going to bring us down to the bare metal section. So the version that we're going to be installing is Kali Linux 2022.1. And we're going to be downloading the 64-bit version. And as you can see, the installer is right here. And this is going to download the ISO image file. So we'll just click on that and let it download. The size of the file is 2.8 gigs. So what we'll do is we'll skip over to the part where this is already downloaded. So we have the ISO image file downloaded right now. You can see it's completed. And you want to make sure you know where you have this downloaded because you're going to have to point to it later. I have mine in my downloads folder, so I know exactly where it is, which is great. So I'm going to go ahead and minimize these right now. And I'm going to open my VirtualBox Manager. Inside the VirtualBox Manager, we're going to click on the New button. And in here, we're going to give it a name. The machine folder, we're going to leave as default. The type, we're going to leave as Linux. And in the version, you can select Debian 64-bit because that's what it's based on. And then click on Next. So inside RAM, the minimum for RAM is 2 gigs. Anything over 4 is going to do better. It's just going to run more smoother. So I recommend 4 gigs or greater. Then click on Next. We're going to leave the Create a Virtual Disk Now option selected and then click on Create. VDI is fine right now, so we'll leave that as is and click on Next. Dynamically allocated is fine. We'll click on Next. And for disk space, you need to have at least 20 gigs available. I'll put in 30 here, but 20 gigs is the minimum. And then you click on Create. So you can see over here on the left-hand side, we have the virtual machine now created. We're going to do a few small modifications. So we want to make sure it's selected in blue and then click on the Settings button. And inside here under General, we're not doing anything in here, but under System, over here in the memory section, 4 gigs is what we have selected, which is great. If you want to give more in this green space, you can go ahead and do that. Under processors, you only do need 1 CPU. The more CPUs you have allocated, the more smoother it runs. So I'm going to max mine out to 4. Inside display, we're going to max out the video memory. Again, this is going to make a significant change. It'll just look smoother on your display. And then under storage, this is the most important component. You want to select the empty disk over here and then the disk over here on the right-hand side and choose a disk file. Now we need to point to the ISO image file that we had just downloaded, which I have right over here. So I'm going to select that and then click on Open. So that's good to go. We have everything done. If you want to make any other changes to this virtual machine, you can do that in here. And then when you're done, you can click on OK. We're ready to start this virtual machine. So we have it selected on the left-hand side and we can click on the green start button over here and it's going to begin the installation. So we get a menu and what we can do is we're going to be doing the graphical installation. You do have other options here if you want to select that, but for this installation, we'll be doing the first option. So we'll have it selected and then hit enter on your keyboard. In this installation, I'm going to be using a lot of the default North American settings. If you want to customize this to your region, you can go very specific to your region right now and select the language and settings for that. But for this example, we'll be doing English in United States settings. So I'll have English selected over here, then I click on continue. And for the location, I'll be leaving it as United States and then click on continue. The configuration of the keyboard will be American English and then click on continue. For host name, we're going to be leaving it as the default name there. Kali, you can put whatever you'd like there, but we'll leave it as default and click on continue. Domain name, we're going to be leaving it as blank and then click on continue. And now we're going to be adding a user to this configuration right now. So I'm just going to give it a name and then click on continue. And it'll use that as a username as well. And now we're going to be setting up a password. So you can go ahead and type in an alphanumeric password here. Once you have your password in, you can click on continue. For the region for your clock, you can select whichever time zone you're in. I'm going to leave mine as Eastern and then click on continue. So we'll be leaving the default option as use guided use entire disk. Click on continue. And we'll be leaving the first option here selected and then clicking on continue. And this is all fine. We're going to leave it all in one partition, click on continue. And now we're ready to write changes to the disk. So we'll click on continue. And we're ready to write changes. So we want to select yes and then click on continue. So now it's going to install the operating system. This part might take a few minutes. So what I'll do is I'll jump over to the next step. So just a few more steps here. We're going to be leaving the desktop environment and all these options as default. If you want to go ahead and install other packages, you can go and do so. What we're going to do right now is we're just going to click on continue. And it's going to install those packages we had selected. So now we're just going to click on continue. And we're going to select the virtual drive right over here and click on continue. Okay, so the installation is now complete. We're going to click on continue to reboot the system. Okay, so we've just booted back up into the operating system. We're going to type in our username and password. Going to hit enter, and it's going to sign us in. And here we go. We just installed Kali Linux 2022.1 in VirtualBox on a Windows 10 PC. If you go over here to the menu up here on the top right, left-hand corner, you have all the built-in software for testing your network and intrusion prevention and exploits and everything else that you need Kali Linux for. But that's it. So if you have any questions, you go ahead and put them in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.